Hey Jen, alright, we have your spread here. So, we're going to see when in time we are, where we are, what you did with the majority of your time, an important day, another important day, a death, and a lesson. The lesson of this life. So, your job while we're doing this, I'm going to be getting impressions and hits on certain things, and your job is to make the connections between what happens here in your current life today. Alright, so let's begin. So we're going to see where in time we're going. Where are we going for Jen? There we go. Alright. So it felt consistent right there, and what that tells us is that that's hitting, it's still modern times, but not modern as in today. This is, we're talking like 18th century I'm getting, or 17th, like this is in the teens of centuries. So like 1500s, 1600s kind of thing. So keep that in mind as we move forward. And so this card, this is the Nomad card, or the No Man's card, or No Land card. This basically can mean a couple of things. It can mean that you lived somewhere that's not charted today, or it means that you're a nomad and you don't really have a home base. And I'm getting that this life is about that. You don't have a home base here, rather you are a traveler of sorts. I'm just seeing you docking from place to place, just like docking, which means, well, there's water, so you travel by water a lot. So the card that shows us what you do with the majority of this life shows us that you're a leader. This is the leadership card. And so as you're going around docking, you are basically the captain of a crew of men. You're the leader of a gang. You're okay, so you're a man, and they're showing me a man with charisma and fine features, not fine as in delicate, but like handsome. And they're showing me this man using this to his advantage. It's almost like it's like a nomadic pirate kind of life, but not a pirate in a violent way. Like I don't think that this group that you were in charge of, basically you were more strategic. So you guys maybe were criminals, actually. That's what it seems like. It feels like you led a group of criminals, and you lived together as a family, and you went around basically pulling jobs on people, like a, not a prank, but a con, like almost like a con artist, like a group of con artists. That's what it feels like. And you were the leader. All right, so first important day. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so I'm just having my guides fill me in as I look at these, and this is the Wowzer card. This card mainly is for a day that is when you witness something that is surreal, or something that is unearthly, out of this world. It could be, things like, usually like stepping into the supernatural area, like seeing a ghost or a UFO or something like that. And so I'm trying to see what happened on this day. The people involved, this is the soul group card, and it's just telling me that these men that you led in your group, they were a part of this as well. Like you all saw it together. And this is the neutrality card. So the feelings associated, it may not always be face value how you take these cards. So I'm trying to see, what does this mean? What did they see? Something over the horizon. I'm seeing a light over the horizon. An inexplicable light over the horizon. I'm seeing, they're showing me as though through your eyes, like looking out to the dark waters where there's just water, and out in the horizon all of a sudden it lights up, almost like an explosion, but not like a bomb. And it wasn't like a light, it's not even like a UFO, but what I'm seeing is, yeah, maybe more like a bomb, like where it goes where the bomb goes like if this is the horizon, I'm trying to do this from your point of view so you can see it. So if this is the horizon, it would be like this, the light, like that. And it just like spread along and flattened along the horizon. And it was unexplainable. And the neutrality card, so you weren't neutral. You were neutral in action. There was no action taken about this because you didn't even know what to do. No one knew what to think in this group of this phenomena, really. But it triggered something in you. It triggered something in you that made you aware of things beyond the life that you were living, the life of just like going from, strategy to strategy to strategy to survive. This is the day that you became aware of something greater than just surviving in the world. It opened your eyes in a way, in a sense. And maybe, as far as connecting with your own life, maybe, what do I want to say? I want to say, as far as that goes, so in your life today, if you feel like you're being, like you're working, let's say you're working, and all you can do is come home, eat, go to bed, wake up, go to work, come back to home, eat, go to bed, and that pattern. And so what I'm wanting to say is don't allow any patterns in your life to take away from the magic in it, if that makes sense. So let's, if you're interested in pursuing things like, things that are, that don't make money, like if you're interested in just like researching about things that don't like bring a living in, they don't bring money in, they're just things you do for the pleasure of it and for the passion of it, even though it might not amount to anything, so to speak, if you understand. I would say to not let those things go, and to even at this time try to even find something or focus on something that really like lets the magic of life come in, as far as, breaking away from your 9 to 5, if that makes sense, if that applies. But that's what I'm getting here. All right, so let's go to the next important day. The next important day. Here we see, okay, so this is the war card, and again, these cards aren't always like, oh, war means war. So what's happening actually is that there is something amongst the men. Someone like did something to another one of the group, almost like someone stole from someone. And there's only a small, it's a small group. I want to say like less than 12 people, or like 12. Actually, I want to say like 12 people or 11 people, and so someone basically betrayed someone in here, and so that's why we're getting the war card. There starts an internal struggle within your group that has until now been so like fastly like bonded and trusting of each other. All of a sudden someone breaks the trust, and this is the karmic relationship card, and this shows that these people in this group, because of this struggle, there were things done to certain people that kind of triggered a karmic cycle. So, for example, maybe one of the men poisoned another one of the men, and maybe he died, or maybe he got seriously ill to the point that it incapacitated his life, or like it made it less a quality of life, or it took something away that he's good at, like, maybe someone blinded someone, something like that. When that happens, it creates karma. And so I feel like on this day, and this touched you as well, that the struggle within your group created karmic bonds with the other people in this group. And so this can apply to your life today and the people that you surround yourself with, whether it's your family or whether there's a group of people that only a small group of people that you really like let into your inner circle. And there might be some feelings of, like, let's just say there could be feelings of hostility towards someone for no reason, or someone rubs you the wrong way and there's no reason for that. That could very well be someone who's in your life right now to teach you a lesson, and the lesson could stem from what's happening here. Because karma was made here in this day, on this day. Something happened. I think there's poison involved. So, oh, and that's interesting. The feelings associated with this day is pride. So, what it feels like is someone accused you of something, and you were the captain, and there was so much pride involved in how you really thought of yourself, like, because you really did take care of these men. You did a good job doing what you did, and you took pride in that. And for someone to accuse you of, accuse your character, for someone to accuse your character, that's a big, big deal to you. And it's almost like you never forgave them, or this is the day when you decided to, like, make their life hell for some, or like do something bad to them to get back at them. That's what the feeling is associated with this day. So keep that in mind as far as like having butting heads with someone in this life for almost no reason, or if there's a reason, it's something that could have been over with by now, but it's still going on. If that's the case, it could be from this life, stemming from this life, and those feelings aren't needed anymore. They don't serve you. So here we have the death card, and this is the death by water, which is interesting because that was your mode of transportation, and your mode of transportation was water. And what this means, it can mean drowning. It can mean drowning, but rather I feel like someone drowned you, so to speak, like on purpose. Like I feel like you were like basically murdered or assassinated as the captain of this crew, so to speak. I feel like one of your own did this to you. And so, I mean, keep in mind, so this might, in your current life, this might have triggered a fear of water, a fear of boats, a fear of, I mean, it could be a fear of even certain sea creatures. Like maybe you really fear sharks for no reason. There's no reason why you should fear this. It can also mean that if you have respiratory problems, this might stem from this life. If you have problems breathing, problems basically from your upper chest up, so to speak, it could be from this kind of drowning thing. This can also give you, if you have any fears of if you're a paranoid person ever in general, it can come from this, because someone basically stabbed you in the back. So I mean, if you're fearful of certain things, like if you're fearful of like trusting people, basically, it can come from this. And so what's interesting is the lesson is the dream big card, And this is important because the lesson here was basically to see if you can step outside your bounds of what you've created for yourself right here, these limitations of being in this group, and just basically what's it called, stealing from people to survive, just going based on the survival lifestyle, whether you can expand it based on this day right here, where this very fascinating phenomena occurred, and it's the first time that you were able to kind of step out of your own mind and be like, oh wow, this is not normal. There's other things out there that are more than just survival. And so the lesson here, I want to say, is half learned. Like I don't get a full acceptance of it, because there was nothing that was done about it. Like it wasn't even really discussed past this day, but this day was a nice big eye-opener for you, and you learned a lot from that day, even subconsciously. So I would say if this connects to your current life in any way, it's more about urging you to step outside of a comfort zone, and to kind of try to discover more of yourself, of what's out there, more like allowing more magic in, stepping outside that comfort zone to allow more magic in, despite what, the people you surround yourself, maybe they aren't down with that kind of thing, but despite that, it's maybe time to do that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. There's your life, and thanks for letting me read you.